Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Peter, and I'm here with a new show and tell. Today, we'll be looking at the Oris ProDiver Pointer Moon. This is what I would classify as a hardcore diver. It's one of those divers, or not one of those, I think one of the only divers that has actually a built-in moon phase. There are other moon phase watches, but as far as I know, not any hardcore divers with 1,000-meter depth rating and also a moon phase built in. So this watch is inspired by their brand ambassador, a guy called Roman Freshknecht, who is a commercial diver, very experienced one. And together with him, they've made this watch. I'll give you some quick stats on it. The case is multi-piece titanium case. The size is 49 millimeters. It has a sapphire glass domed on both sides, and anti-reflective coating on the inside. The case back is titanium screwed with special engravings. We'll have a look at that later. Right, there's a stainless steel screw-in security crown, which you can see there. There's also a helium escape valve, which is there. And it has a water resistance, as I mentioned before, of 100 bar or 1,000 meters. The dial is black. The movement is the Oris caliber 761, which is based on the Sellita SW220. The reference number on this watch is 761-7682-7134 SET. The bracelet is a multi-piece titanium metal bracelet with a security folding clasp here, and a diver's extension, which is in there. Right. Okay, so, excuse me a minute, I'll have to move this. There we go. Okay, so this watch is a 1,000-meter diver with a titanium case, and it has what you call a moon phase. Now, I'll try and get in focus here. As you can see, there are some very weird markings on it. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with moon phase, it's simply a way of telling the phases of the moon. You know, whether it's full or half or ascending and so on, because the tidal wave, the tides of the Earth's oceans are synchronized with the moon phases, which means that with this watch you can see if it's high tide or low tide, and this is very interesting for a commercial diver. When planning a dive, it's a good thing to know whether or not you're going to be diving at 20 meters or 85 meters or. So this is simply what this means. Now you can see it has all three of the normal hands. It has the seconds hands, the minute hands, and the hour hands, but also has a little orange hand there. Now what one does in layman terms is one unscrews this and turn it until the dial is pointing at the correct time of the moon at the moment in which you set it. And therefore, this little hand should follow, always indicating the correct time or the correct status of the moon, and therefore also being able to check the correct status of the tide. It says down here, Northern Hemisphere. Now, I have to be quite honest with you. I haven't tried this, and I'm not going to try and loosen it. Well, I might be able to do that with gloves on. It's always a bit of a problem to do this with gloves on. There we go. Let's see if I can pull it out. That's the hands there. We can go there. I'm going to put it one in. See if I can get it to click correctly. Oh, that's the date. You see, I'm changing the date now. Where is the... Oh, there we go. Now we're moving the pointer moon, as they call it. So you simply set this at the correct time of the moon, and then it should follow the moon's ascent or descent. I'm not sure if that's the correct term for it, but there you have it. Yeah, very cool. Very cool indeed. You know, something you don't see every day. I'll just screw this in again so I don't forget. Another very interesting thing about this watch is it has Oris's patented, I'm not quite sure what to call it, ring lock system or bezel lock system, where you see it has this plastic thing which can actually turn. I think that's its original position. Now, without, you know, you can turn that, but you won't be able to turn the bezel. It's simply a safety precaution to make sure that you don't knock your bezel around. So what one does is one simply grips the bezel or the watch and the security ring and pull out. There you are. The bezel is now activated or loosened, and one can turn the bezel. Only one way, not the other way for security reasons again. You click it out and you're able to turn the bezel freely. Let's say I want to dive down now. I would obviously turn the bezel to the minute hand, there, push down, and it's secured. There's no way in hell that anything is going to change the bezel, and that's a very, very interesting and very cool way of locking the bezel. And the good thing about this system is one can also do it with dive gloves on. So you know, it's let's say you have a big sort of glove, and you'd be able to pull it out and turn it. So good work on Oris's behalf there. Very interesting way of doing things. Those of you who know me well will know that I can't have a bezel misaligned unless there's a reason for it. So I'm just going to click it in there. Oops, there we go, and there it is. So here's what it's called. It's called a rotation safety system, tested to 1,000 meters. There we have it. So that's the name of this, and this is pretty cool. Other features this watch has is it has screws on the link, so one rubbish on the what are they called? Well, you see, this is what happens sometimes. My English fails me for some reason, and it's really irritating, and I apologize. And I've forgotten the name of these. And when I watch this video through before I post it, I'm going to instantly remember the name, which is also enormously frustrating. And but there you have it. So it has screws here, which makes it very, very easy to change the strap or the bracelet onto something else. And I really like that. And the bracelet itself also has screws, which makes it easy for us normal people to change these without having to have a little hammer and, you know, knock things out. And again, I say this with other watches that have the same thing. This is a sort of, for me, a sign of a proper tool diver. A tool is something that one uses to make things easier for oneself. And, you know, a dive watch which has these features makes it easy for one to change the dive watch, or to modify the dive watch in the way that one finds most necessary or most convenient, and that therefore it's, for me, is a real tool watch. So I would call this an essential tool watch. It really is. You know, it's a 1,000-meter diver. It has a safety mechanism here for the bezel, and you can easily change or modify the watch as you like. And that's, you know, in my book, that's awesome. It really is. Yeah. Let's have a look at the back of it. Now, this isn't my watch. I've borrowed it, therefore it has the plastic on. I'm not going to start taking that off. It's on loan from San Nicolai Watches in Weiler, and or Saint Nicolai Watches in Weiler. So let's have a look at it on the back here. Very nice case back. It has the Oris coat of arms. And it says a lot of different things, sapphire crystal, 1,000-meter diver, and so on. It's not a particularly spectacular caseback. I do like nice casebacks, and you know, with beautiful motifs on them. This one is standard, again, probably because, you know, it's a no shit tool diver. yeah, this watch is extremely well made. As you probably know, Oris is it's a luxury watch brand. This watch is rather expensive, and therefore everything is just immaculate, as one should or would expect of a watch of this caliber. There is no corner has been taken here in creating this watch. It's simply just beautiful in every way. It really is. Yeah, another pearl from Oris. It really is an enormously pleasing watch. Has a good feel to it. Very light because of it being titanium, and everything is just immaculately made. So, guys, if you find yourself in dire need of a watch that can also tell you in which phase the moon is and at what the tide is at the moment, this is definitely the watch for you. Most definitely. Anyway, with those words, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching my little show and tell. Again, I call these show and tells and not reviews because I don't dissect the watch and talk in length about each little piece. These are show and tells for ordinary people who are thinking about buying a watch. And if you like the way I do things, you are more than welcome to like and subscribe. I also have a Facebook page where you also can chat with me in real time and so on. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, guys, and catch you on my next show and tell. Bye bye.